Subscribe now to join our community.
The moon hung high in the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the small clearing in the forest. Marie, trembling and bound, watched as her sadistic brother, Alan, wielded a shovel with cruel intent. The imminent threat of a shallow grave loomed, as Alan reveled in the twisted pleasure of his murderous scheme. As the first clumps of earth rained down on her makeshift tomb, Marie's muffled cries echoed in the desolate woods. Unbeknownst to Alan, the dead don't always rest in peace. Deep beneath the earth, a stirring force began to emerge, a force seeking justice from beyond the grave. From the shadows, the reanimated figure staggered, its skeletal form clumsily navigating the twisted trees. Hollow sockets replaced eyes, and remnants of decay clung to its flesh. It was Marie's deceased husband, a specter summoned by the injustice and malevolence surrounding his beloved wife. As Alan reveled in his malicious triumph, Marie's tear-streaked eyes pleaded for mercy. Unbeknownst to him, his sister's pleas reached the ears of the supernatural force that lurked in the darkness. A sudden rustling in the trees caught Alan's attention, drawing his gaze to the approaching horror. Frozen with fear, he beheld the resurrected figure of the man he believed he had successfully buried weeks ago. Panic gripped him as the vengeful entity advanced with relentless determination. Seizing the opportunity, Marie, fueled by fear and adrenaline, managed to escape the confines of the shallow grave. Crawling away from the impending doom, she sought refuge, her desperate cries muffled by the oppressive silence of the haunted woods. The ghastly figure closed in on Alan, whose taunts turned into terrified sobs. Desperation etched across his face. He fell to his knees, clutching his mouth to suppress an instinctual scream. The vengeful specter reached out with moldering arms, grabbing Alan by the neck in a bone-chilling grip. The forest echoed with Alan's screams as the reanimated figure turned its decaying visage toward him. A haunting silence fell upon the clearing as the specter tightened its grip, relishing in the retribution it had long sought. Marie, witnessing the gruesome spectacle, felt a mixture of terror and relief. Her brother's screams of agony pierced the night air, and she managed to crawl to a safer distance, still bound and helpless. The skeletal figure, unyielding and driven by an otherworldly force, carried Alan towards the shallow grave. The once sadistic brother struggled in vain against the relentless grip, his muffled screams mingling with the oppressive stillness of the forest. As the specter lowered itself onto the ground, Alan's terrified cries escalated. The dead weight of the vengeful entity pressed down on him, driving him into the shallow grave. Marie, though spared from an untimely demise, was forced to bear witness to her brother's torment. The reanimated figure, once Marie's loving husband, clawed at the dirt with rotting hands, burying both brother and specter beneath the cold earth. The sounds of the struggle gradually subsided, and an ominous silence settled over the clearing. It was a silence born of justice served from beyond the grave, a reckoning for the malevolence that had threatened the sanctity of life. As the moon continued its watch, casting shadows over the now quiet forest, Marie, free from the immediate danger, grappled with the lingering horror of the supernatural retribution that had unfolded before her eyes. The tale of whispers of the forgotten soul would be etched into the haunted history of the woods, a reminder that the restless dead might rise to confront the wicked and bring justice to those who suffered at their hands.